Okay, here's the truth. Stretching alone doesn't actually fix spasticity. And that's not just my opinion. Let's look at the data. There was a major study done in 2021 that asked a simple question. Does stretching actually reduce spasticity? And the answer is no. There is no conclusive evidence on the effectiveness of stretching interventions for improving spasticity and range of motion post-stroke. In other words, stretching did not reliably change the neurological problem driving your spasticity. But hear me clearly, I'm not saying that stretching is useless. It's not the fix that you're looking for your spasticity. But here's the distinction that most people miss. Stretching maintains the hardware or the muscle, but it does not fix the software, which is the brain signal. So spasticity is a nervous system problem. And if you're using stretching to fix your tone, you're actually treating the wrong system. And that's why your spasticity isn't improving. So in this video, I'm going to show you why that tightness keeps coming back, what works better than stretching alone, and how to move again without setting off the spasticity alarm. To understand why spasticity happens, let's first take a look at this graph. See this dotted line down here? That's normal muscle tone. It's relaxed and ready to move. But after your stroke, your resting tone has changed, and it follows this bell curve during your recovery. Right now, you are likely sitting right here at the peak. This is high tone, and it creates spasticity, that fighting back sensation the moment you try to move. But spasticity isn't a muscle problem, it's a communication problem. That graph, it gives you a timeline of how spasticity improves during the stages of recovery. But to actually start improving, you need to understand the mechanism that's keeping you stuck. Think of spasticity like the seatbelt in your car. When you pull a seatbelt slowly, it moves freely. But if you yank it quickly, what happens? It locks up. It's a safety feature to protect you, and that's exactly how spasticity works through what's called the stretch reflex. When your body senses a quick stretch, your brain thinks you're in danger and slams on the brakes to protect you. To reduce spasticity, we're not pushing harder. We're going to convince the brain that it's safe and that it can take its foot off the brake. Here's 3 ways to do that. The first strategy we're going to use is weight bearing. It's a grounding exercise that sends a powerful, calming message straight to your brain. Think of your nervous system like a overprotective alarm system. It tightens the muscles because it thinks the joint isn't safe. But when you apply slow and steady pressure, it triggers proprioceptors. These are tiny GPS sensors in your body that tell it where it is in space. These sensors, when triggered, tell your brain that it's safe and stable. So that'll override that alarm system and turn down your spasticity. Let me show you how to do weight bearing. Start by sitting in a chair at a table with your feet flat on the floor. Place a towel on the table in front of you. This is going to be your glide path. Use your strong hand to gently uncurl the fingers one at a time if needed. If your wrist or fingers won't flatten, that's okay. You can rest on a soft fist. Now take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly slide your hand forward on the towel. Think of it like pouring your weight down through your shoulder, into your elbow, into your palm. And when you've reached a comfortable length, stop. Just where you feel a calm stretch and gentle pressure in your arm. Now hold this position for 2 to 3 minutes. Yes, I said minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Research shows that prolonged input is what the brain actually needs to change. While you're holding, focus on your breath. Deep breath in, long breath out. After the 2 or 3 minutes, slowly shift your weight back. Ease out and slowly take the weight off. Then gently bring your arm back to your lap. Now pause here and notice how that feels. Heavier, looser? That's your brain starting to trust you again. The second strategy is gentle, prolonged positioning. While weight bearing acts like a warm-up in turning off that alarm system for a moment, the next strategy is prolonged positioning. And this is going to be recalibrating that motion sensor so that it stops going off at the smallest movement. Let's take another look at that study we showed earlier. Even though it found that quick and traditional stretching was ineffective for fixing spasticity, it did find that prolonged passive stretching, also known as prolonged positioning, was the exception that actually worked. When your hand stays curled up for hours, the brain starts to think that this is how it's supposed to be. The muscles shorten, and the brain forgets what an open hand feels like. But this is where positioning comes in. By gently supporting the arm in a more open and relaxed position and keeping it there, it helps retrain the brain that this is actually how it's supposed to be. And this is why orthotics are so often prescribed, because it opens the hand and keeps it in a better position for a longer period of time. But here's the key, you can't force a position. If you're shoving a tight hand into a splint or yanking an elbow straight, just stop. That is yanking on the seatbelt. And when you fight spasticity, spasticity always wins. Instead, find a position that holds the muscle just slightly more open, using a towel, a soft splint, or a pillow. Enough to feel lengthened, but still relaxed. And here's where the magic happens. The more you repeat this prolonged position, the more your brain realizes that this is actually how it's supposed to be. So whenever your arm is not being used, position it this way. This could be during TV time, meals, car rides, naps, whenever you have time to do this. And as that position starts to feel easier and more normal, then you can adjust your position and extend it a little bit further. And that's how real change happens. That's how your spasticity improves. We're not going to fight that arm anymore. We're going to teach your brain and the nervous system that it's safe. And the third strategy is strengthening the opposite muscles. So far in the video, we've shown you how to calm overactive muscles. We've shown you how to position your arm in a way that tells the brain that it's safe. And now we're going to work on waking up and strengthening the muscles on the opposite side of your spastic muscles to help you extend and open your hand. This works because of a rule called reciprocal inhibition. Think of your arm as a busy intersection. Your brain can't give a green light to your muscle to push and pull at the same time. That would cause a crash. Therefore, by straightening your elbow, you're automatically turning down the volume on those tight muscles. But there's one key rule to do this, and that is we got to keep the effort low. What we're looking for here is your arm to gently glide forward. We're not trying to force or push it forward. Here's how to do this. Start seated at a table and place a small towel under your affected arm so that I can glide a little easier. Put something in front of you to hold on to, like a plastic water bottle or a tennis ball. Use your strong hand to gently help your affected hand rest on the bottle or ball. And if you can't get your hand open enough to do that, don't worry about it. Just use a nice relaxed fist. Start by slowly sliding the bottle away from you, and then slowly bring the bottle back. Use your strong hand to guide the movement so that it stays smooth. And even if the arm only moves an inch, that intention to reach away sends a powerful message to your nervous system. As you reach, focus on two things: your elbow slowly straightening and your hand staying as relaxed as possible. If your arm starts to fight you with these, just pause, take a deep breath, and try again with smaller movements. If you're still having trouble, you can always go back and do another round of the weight bearing to calm the system again. And remember, we're not just sliding our arm on a table here. We're teaching the brain that I can move my arm without setting off the alarm. The big takeaway is this: spasticity is not your muscles trying to be difficult. It's your brain trying to keep you safe. So stop fighting your arm like a locked up seatbelt and use these strategies to tell your brain that it's safe and that it can let go. And if you want to put this into practice, then try out my 5-minute hand reset routine. It's going to help calm the nervous system and just make the hand easier to open. So check that video out here.